Pakistani terrorists were killed in 3 separate
Islamist terrorists.
to grapple with terrorism in the latest, the police
Counter-terrorism if it's...
What if everything you've been told about Islam is a lie? Every day you hear the same narrative: Muslims are terrorists, Islam is violent. But what if I told you you've been misled? What if I showed you the truth, something the media won't? Let's challenge the misconceptions together. Does 1.9 billion people mean 1.9 billion terrorists? That's nearly a quarter of the world's population. If Islam were about violence, wouldn't the world be in flames? Instead, the teachings of Islam emphasize peace, justice, and mercy. The Quran states, "Whoever kills a person unjustly, it is as if he has killed all of humanity. And whoever saves a life, it is as if he has saved all of humanity." Quran 5:32. This verse isn't about Muslims alone, it's about all humans. It doesn't justify harm, it condemns it. What did Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, actually teach? The Prophet wasn't a warlord. He was a man of peace, a leader, a teacher, a mercy to mankind. He said, "The best among you are those who bring the most benefit to others." Hadith al-Mujam al-Awsat. Even in war, he commanded, "Do not kill women, children, the elderly, or even cut down trees." Sunan Abu Dawud. How does this align with terrorism? When he entered Mecca after years of persecution, he didn't seek revenge. He forgave his enemies, saying, "There is no blame on you today. You are free." Quran 12:92. This is the real Islam. Mercy, not hate. But the media tells a different story. Why? Misinformation spreads faster than truth. Fear is profitable. The media amplifies extremists while ignoring the peaceful billions. But did you know Muslims saved Jewish communities during World War II?
A mountainous country on the southeast coast of the Balkan Peninsula was home to a population of 803,000. The majority of them were Muslim, only 200 Jews. After Hitler rose to power in 1933, between 600 to 1,800 Jewish refugees had fled to Albania, hoping to find refuge there and eventually escape to the land of Israel. They were warmly welcomed by the Muslim community in Albania. In 1943, Nazi Germany occupied Albania and demanded to turn over to them lists of Jews residing within the country so that they could deport them to concentration camps and eventually exterminate them. The Albanians refused to comply, and even their government provided many Jewish families with fake documents and sanctuary that allowed them to intermingle with the Albanian community. These Muslims risked their lives to save Jewish families. This remarkable act was grounded in Besa, which is a code of honor in Albania. It is given to a person who keeps his promise, to someone whom you can trust your life with. That's literally what it means. While other European countries failed in saving and rescuing Jewish families and even worked together with the Nazis to exterminate Jews, Albania, the only Muslim-majority country in Europe, had managed to save almost all of the Jews living there. The Muslims in Albania went out of their way to save Jews. This must never be forgotten.
Muslims pioneered algebra, hospitals, and astronomy. Muslims believe in protecting people of all faiths. Islam was one of the first religions to establish women's rights, centuries before Western societies. Muslims face racism and discrimination. Worldwide across the world, Muslims face hate, racism, and discrimination just for their faith. India, Muslims face lynchings, mosque demolitions, and hate speech from extremist groups. China, over 1 million Uyghur Muslims are imprisoned in concentration camps. France, hijabs are banned, and Muslims are targeted under anti-separatism laws. USA, former President Donald Trump openly targeted Muslims, calling for a Muslim ban. Was this not an act of fear-mongering and division?
Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Myanmar. The Rohingya Muslims have been subjected to genocide, with thousands displaced and killed. Palestine, innocent civilians, including children, suffer from ongoing oppression and violence. Why is it that when a Muslim commits a crime, they are called a terrorist, but when others do the same, they are simply called criminals? Isn't this hypocrisy? Good and bad people exist in every community. Every religion, every country, every group has good and bad people. So, if one person does something wrong, should we blame their entire religion? Should we judge Christianity, Hinduism, or any other faith by the worst among them? When a non-Muslim commits a mass shooting, they are called mentally ill. When a politician promotes hate, it is called free speech. But when a Muslim makes a mistake, suddenly the whole religion is questioned. Does that seem fair to you? Muslims are not a monolith, just like any other group. There are good and bad people everywhere. But Islam, at its core, stands for peace, justice, and unity. So, before you judge 1.9 billion people based on the actions of a few, ask yourself, have I met a real Muslim? Have I studied Islam from its sources? Am I believing everything the media tells me? If you truly seek the truth, start by listening, learning, and opening your heart. Subscribe to Eman Core for more eye-opening discussions. Let's replace fear with understanding.